Right, good morning. Think about variable cost and fixed cost. They are defined in the paper. Total variable cost proportionately change. It means when quantity increase, total variable cost also increase proportionately. When quantity decrease, total variable cost also decrease proportionately. But average variable cost is not changed. Quantity increase or decrease, average variable cost is not changed. And think about fixed cost also. When quantity increase or decrease, total fixed cost not change. But average fixed cost, when quantity increase, average fixed cost decrease. And when quantity decrease, average fixed cost increase. Therefore, very important, variable cost as well as fixed cost. It is depend on quantity. Therefore, based on behavior of the cost. When quantity change, total cost change, those are the variable cost. When quantity change, total cost is not changed, those are called fixed cost. Therefore, very important, those are relevant for CVP analysis, cost, volume, and profit analysis. As well as what are the assumptions relevant for cost, volume, and profit analysis? They are Smcq paper, assumptions relevant for cost, volume, and profit analysis. Variable cost per unit not change, that is assumptions. And selling price per unit not change. Total fixed cost is not changed, constant. As well as all the costs can be recognized as variable cost and fixed cost. Those are the assumptions relevant for CVP analysis. Think variable cost per units, selling price per units, total fixed cost, those are constant assumptions. And all the costs can be divided by variable cost and fixed cost. As well as graphical presentation also you have to know. You have to know how to draw traditional break-even point charts and contribution break-even point charts as well as profit volume charts. They are Smcq paper. And think contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost as well as changes in profit divided by changes in quantity, contribution per unit can be calculated. Think contribution to sales ratio, contribution per unit divided by selling price per units, CS ratio. And variable cost per unit divided by selling price per unit equal VS ratio, variable cost to sales ratio. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit equal break-even point quantity. And total fixed cost divided by CS ratio equal break-even point value. Break-even point value can be calculated. Break-even point quantity into selling price also. Margin of safety quantity means beyond the BEP. Beyond the break-even points, those are called margin of safety. Expected sales quantity minus break-even point quantity. That is a margin of safety quantity. And expected sales value minus break-even point value. That is a margin of safety value. Margin of safety value can be calculated. Margin of safety quantity into contribution per unit also. Then think how to calculate profit. Profit can be calculated by using 4 equations. Profit can be calculated by using 4 equations. I think profit can be calculated by using 4 equation. Total income minus total expense. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. Break-even point quantity into contribution per units, as well as break-even point value into CS ratio. Relevant for CVP analysis lesson. Right now, they have debtors and creditors recognition based on which concepts? Accrual concepts. Debtors and creditors recognition based on accrual concepts. Think about inventory should be included under cost of sales calculation, cost value based on material concepts. And lower value of cost and net realizable value of inventory should be included under current assets based on prudence concepts. And all the assets and liabilities should be recognized separately as a current and non-current based on going concern concepts. And basis for depreciation also going concern concepts. But depreciation should be included income statement as expense based on matching concepts. Provision for depreciation, provision for doubtful debts, provision for warranty, provision for compensation based on prudence concepts. An asset purchased under finance lease should be considered as assets based on substance or form concepts. Right now, they were question number 1. This one very, very important. Think accrual basis and cash basis. Accrual basis and cash basis. When we are going to prepare income statement, normally we have to apply accrual basis. Accrual basis means income and expense should be included income statement, cash received or not, as well as cash paid or not. Those are called accrual basis. Income and expense should be included income statement, cash paid or not, relevant for this year value. And income should be included income statement, cash received or not, for the year value. And cash basis means income should be included income statement, only cash received amounts. Expense should be included income statement, only cash paid amounts. That is a cash basis. Therefore, normally when we are going to prepare income statement, we have to apply accrual basis. Only cash flow statement should be prepared based on cash basis. Think as a financial statement, there are 5 things we have to prepare on A level. Income statement, statement of change in equity, statement of cash flow, statement of financial position, accounting policies and notes. Only cash flow statement we have to prepare based on cash basis. All other financial statement we have to prepare accrual basis. Therefore, you have to know cash basis as well as accrual basis. Now think question number 1, very important. It has given accrual expense beginning of the year as well as end of the year. And given prepaid expense also at the beginning of the year as well as end of the year. And cash paid for expenses during the year 480,000. That is a value paid in cash as expense. And given profit calculated based on cash basis 850,000. This is a calculate value already. Profit based on cash basis It means income consider only cash received amounts. Expense consider only cash paid amounts. That is accrual basis. එකනේ සල්ලි හම්බෙච්ච ටික විතරයි ඉන්කම් වලට අරන් තියෙන්නේ. සල්ලි ගෙවපුවා විතරයි එක්ස්පෙන්ස් විදිහට කන්සිඩර් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Therefore it has given profit 850,000. Thus what is the correct profit based on accrual basis? Therefore accrual basis you have to calculate expenses. Under cash basis as an expense consider only paid in cash 480,000. Only paid amount consider as expense under cash basis. Think about only this value. මෙන්න මේක තමයි expense විදිහට consider කරලා තියෙන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ. Under cash basis. But accrual basis paid or not for the year value should be calculated. Therefore you have to prepare ledger accounts and given balances also. Opening closing balances it has given. Therefore prepare the ledger accounts, take the balances. There's correct net profit based on accrual basis. Correct profit there's based on accrual basis. Therefore this is expense accounts. We are going to calculate expenses based on accrual basis. First one, take the balances. It has given opening closing balance accrual expense. Opening balance 15,000. As the balance brought forward, credit side 15,000. And closing balance also given, balance carried down from debit side to credit side. We are going to calculate correct expenses on accrual basis. And given prepaid expense also opening and closing balance. Opening balance as the balance brought forward debit side. Try to recognize accrual basis and cash basis. And closing prepaid expense balance carry down. Closing prepaid expense balance carry down from credit side to debit side. We are going to calculate expenses based on accrual basis. But under cash basis, already as expense consider paid in cash value. Now think paid in cash equal 480,000. Cash account credit, expense account debit. Therefore 11 expense account debit 408,000 as a cash. Then close the expense accounts can be recognized for the year value. Debit side take total value. Therefore debit side total money equal 530. Take that value other side. 530,000. Then difference value should be considered as income statement. That is value should be considered as expense under accrual basis. Cash paid or not, cash received or not. This is the value should be considered as expenses based on accrual basis, income statement or profit and loss. Income statement. This is called closing entry. Therefore, this is the value you have to consider as an expense. But already consider as expense under cash basis 480,000. තමල මේ profit එක හොයනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ expense විදියට consider කරලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ value. But based on accrual basis as expense you have to consider this value. 476,000. Think accrual basis and cash basis. Now they ask correct net profit based on accrual basis. Therefore, it has given profit old calculate value based on cash basis. Profit calculate value is given. It should be converted into the accrual basis. First one, take the profit calculated based on cash basis. It is equal 850,000. On a profit take a cash base එකට හොයලා තියෙන ගාන අපිට දීලා තියෙනවා බලන්න. එතන මේ profit එක හොයනකොට expense විදියට deduct කරලා තියෙන්නේ සල්ලි වලින් ගෙවපු ගාන. Therefore now it should be added. That is not value should be deduct as expense we have deduct 476,000. But based on cash basis, cash paid amount deducted already. Therefore expense paid in cash now should be added. Reason it has all deducted. Therefore expenses paid in cash, it has considered as expense under cash basis. Now it should be at 408,000. But we have to consider as expense based on accrual basis 476,000. Therefore deduct expenses based on accrual basis. Expenses based on accrual basis. Therefore expenses we have to consider as under accrual basis 476,000. Therefore this is the correct profit based on accrual basis, cash accrual basis. Think profit calculated based on cash basis. What is the meaning of cash basis? Income and expense consider only cash received amounts, only cash paid amounts. Accrual basis mean cash paid or not. If it is relevant for this financial year, you have to consider as expense of income. Profit calculated under cash basis, but now they ask profit based on accrual basis. As expense already deducted 408,000, it should be added, and we have to deduct 476,000. Therefore, correct net profit equal based on accrual basis. Correct net profit. This is a correct net profit based on accrual basis. Based on accrual basis. Based on accrual. Therefore, here will be equal 854,000. Therefore, very important, accrual based on cash basis. Only cash flow statement should be prepared based on cash basis. Think about cash basis and accrual basis. Under cash basis, income and expense should be considered cash paid amount and cash received amounts. But accrual basis, cash paid or not, for the year value should be considered as income and expense. Therefore, question number first one, answer 5. Very important, cash basis and accrual basis. Think only cash flow statement we have to prepare under cash basis. All other financial statement you have to prepare based on accrual basis. At next one, very important question number second part also. Relevant for CVP analysis. It has given following information related to goods for month of August and September. It has given August and September. August and September. It has given sales income and profit is given. Think total fixed cost, variable cost per units, and selling price per unit were not changed during the period. That's what is the contribution to sales ratio. Think when quantity increase, profit increase as a result of contribution. That part I have discussed. Quantity venas venakota, profit එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ contribution එක නිසා. Think selling price equal, not change. Therefore, sales value divided by selling price can be calculated quantity. Think selling price equal. Therefore, sales value divided by selling price equal quantity. Therefore, think what when quantity change, profit change as a result of contribution. Therefore, now think what CS ratio mean contribution per unit divided by selling price per unit. Therefore, here CS ratio can be calculated changes in profit divided by changes in selling price. Also same answer. Selling price divided by contribution per unit divided by selling price equal CS ratio. Then when sales income change, profit change as a result of contribution. Income වෙනස් වෙනකොට profit එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ contribution එක නිසා. Quantity වෙනස් වෙනකොට profit එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ contribution එක නිසා. Therefore, now changes in profit divided by changes in sales income equal CS ratio. Therefore, CS ratio can be calculated. Contribution to sales ratio equal changes in profit divided by changes in sales income. Changes in sales. Therefore, think about changes in profit. Profit එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ contribution එක නිසා. Therefore, changes in profit equal here difference value 1,200, 1.2 million, and divided by sales income change 3 million. Therefore, think how to calculate CS ratio. When sales income increase, profit increase, it is also relevant for contribution. Therefore, contribution divided by selling price equals CS ratio. It can be calculated changes in profit divided by changes in sales income also. Therefore, take the answer equal 40%. As a percentage 40%, or it can be disclosed like this also 0.4. As a percentage 40% or 0.4. This is a CS ratio. Therefore, question number second one, answer 40%, fourth one. Question number third one, relevant for events after the reporting period. You have to know what are the adjusting events, what are the non-adjusting. Financial statement of Kalana PLC for the year end 31st March 21 were authorized by the director on 15 June 2021. Therefore, this is the time period you have to consider as after the reporting period up to the date signed by the director. The following event took place in the company from 31st March to 15 June. Given transaction, following events, not transaction, events. It has given main production machine which existed asset on 31st March 21 was destroyed on 10 May 2021. Was incurred loss of 5,000. දැන් අපි 31st March වලට මෙහෙම දෙයක් වෙයි කියලා දන්නවද? ඒ කියන්නේ 31st March වලට වෙයි කියලා හිතාගන්න බැරි දෙයක් වුණොත් අපි ඇඩ්ජස්ට් කරන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපිට කියන්න බෑනේ ලබන සතිය වෙනකොට ගින්නක් ඇවිල්ලා බිස්නස් එක විනාශ වෙයි කියලා. මැෂින් එක කැඩේ කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් එහෙම සාමාන්‍ය. Therefore, first one non-adjusting events. First one should not be adjust, non-adjusting. Again, හිතාගන්න බැරි දෙයක් වුණොත් අපි adjust කරන්නේ නැහැ 31st March වලට. Those that are provide evidence of the condition as the reporting period, those are the adjusting events. So again, balance sheet එක දවසට වෙයි කියලා හිතාගන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් වුණා තමයි adjust කරන්න අපි. Example, debtors became a bankrupt. Inventory recognition NRV lower than the cost value. Decision of the court case has been delivered. Errors occur during the accounting period. After that recognition, those are the normal adjustment events. But due to flood or fire damage to the assets, decline in the market value of investment, proposed dividends for ordinary shares, those are non-adjusting events. And think about second one, declaration of bankruptcy of debtor who had purchased goods on credit 28 February 2021 by court of law on 5th April 2021. Think data available 31st March 21 became a bankrupt before signed by the director. Therefore, this one adjusting events. One data in 31st March. अन्य bankrupt fila. Director sign කරන කලින් adjusting events and court order on payments of employee compensation 20th April 2021. Thing before signed by the director, date very important. And for case which was filed by employee on 20th March 2021. Think case filed before 31st March 21 and decision has been delivered before signed by the director. Therefore, those that are provide evidence of the condition as the reporting period also adjusting. But next one, proposed dividends for ordinary share, it has given clearly should not be adjusted. That is the reason we have to include note in the company sum. Non-adjusting events. Proposed dividends for ordinary share, non-adjusting. Therefore, there are adjusting events. Financial statement for the year in 31st March 21 as per LK 10. Therefore, adjusting events equal B and C. Therefore, question number third one, answer B and C. There's adjusting events. In LK 10, events after the reporting period. At next one, question number fourth one. Relevant for project evaluation part, very important this example also. It has given following statement, following information related to projects. Project lifetime it has given 5 years. And estimated profit for the period it has given. Accounting rate of return also given 40%. And initial investment it has given 180,000. The initial investment, that's what is the residual value of the projects. Think how to calculate accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return equal average net profit divided by average investment. First one thing, accounting rate of return. ARR equal average net profit. Average net profit divided by average investment. This is the way you have to calculate accounting rate of return. Average investment. Average net profit divided by average investment equal accounting rate of return. Into 100 as a percentage or 0.1. value can be disclosed. This is the way normally you have to calculate accounting rate of return. Think it has given accounting rate of return equal 40%. 40% equals 0.4. It has given 40%, it is equal 0.4 when we are going to consider the point value. This one equal 40% equal 0.4. Therefore, 0.4 also equal same answer, accounting rate of return. Therefore, take the accounting rate of return. We know it is equal 0.4 or 40%. Then think average net profit can be calculated. Average net profit equal total net profit divided by number of years. Therefore, total net profit, take here total value divided by number of year equal average net profit. Therefore, try to calculate average net profit. Average net profit equal total net profit divided by number of years. Average net profit equal total net profit divided by number of years. Therefore, total net profit 60,000 minus 60,000. Take total value and divide by number of years. Then given plus value 80,000. Again plus 65,000 plus 76,000 and plus 89,000 divided by number of years. Therefore, this is the total net profit divided by number of years equal average net profit. Therefore, number of years 5. From the beginning, try to calculate average investment. Therefore, number of years equal 5. Average net profit can be calculated. It has given loss year 1. Therefore, take total profit. Think accounting rate of return. MCQ paper. This is a capital investment decision. Therefore, total net profit can be calculated. Divide by 5. Therefore, average net profit can be calculated. Average net profit divided by average investment. Take the profit total value 60 minus 80 plus. Total net profit divided by number of years. Take the answers. Therefore, here average net profit equal 50,000. Average net profit equal 50,000. Therefore, we know average net profit also. Average net profit equal 50,000. Then can be calculated average investment. Average investment can be calculated. Try to calculate average investment now. Average investment should be calculated. Right, average investment equal average investment. Think how to calculate now. This one take this side, this one take this side. Therefore, average investment equal average investment equal 50,000 divided by This one take this side divided by 0.4. 40% equals 0.4. Then take the answers. Therefore, average investment equal 50,000 divided by 0.4. Therefore, average investment equal 125. This is average investment. Think how to calculate average investment. There's residual value. Therefore, average investment equal opening investment plus closing investment divided by 2. Therefore, now think about average investment equation. Average investment equal opening investment plus closing investment divided by 2. As opening investment, you have to consider purchase price, initial investment it is given. As a closing investment, you have to consider residual value. Therefore, think about opening investment. Opening investment plus closing investment. As a closing investment, you have to consider residual value. Opening investment plus closing investment divided by 2 equal average investment. Therefore, average investment divided by 2. Now think average investment we know. It is equal to 125,000. Average investment equal 125,000. It has calculated equal 125,000. And as opening investment equal initial investment 180,000. Therefore, now closing investment can be calculated. That is a residual value. Think about here value. Therefore, 2 into 125 equal. Therefore, this one into this one equal 150,000 equal 180,000 plus closing investment. As a closing investment, you have to consider residual value. Therefore, closing investment equal residual value. Take this one other side. So here total amount equal 250. 2 into 125. This one into 125 equal 250 equal 180 plus closing investment. Therefore, now closing investment equal this one take this side. Therefore, 250,000 minus 180,000 equal closing investment. Closing investment equal residual value. Therefore, this one minus this one here value equal 70,000. That is a closing investment. Therefore, closing investment equal residual value. Closing investment equal residual value. Think accounting rate of return relevant for project evaluation. Therefore, think first one equation ARR equal average net profit divided by average investment. Therefore, by using those information can be calculate average investment. Think how to calculate average net profit. Total net profit divided by number of years. Total net profit is given. Then think average investment can be calculated. Opening investment plus closing investment divided by 2. Opening investment equal initial investment. As a closing investment, you have to consider residual value. Therefore, residual value equal 70,000. Therefore, question number 4th one answer 70,000. Question number 4, answer 4. Very important thing. Lesson, last lesson, accounting, project evaluation, capital investment decision. When we are going to select project, there are 4 methods can be applied, 3 methods: net present value, payback period, as well as accounting rate of return. And next one, question number 5, also very important. ඔන්න මේ ගාන ඇතුලේ තියෙන theory part එක paper එකේ අනිවාර්යම වෙනවා. Very important thing from the beginning, you have to know how to calculate cost value of property, plant, equipment, as well as you have to know how to calculate depreciation and how to calculate carrying amounts. It has given following information relevant for acquisition of machine of the company is registered for value added tax. Registered for value added tax. If it is registered, VAT value should not be considered as a part of cost value. If our business is registered for VAT, VAT paid amount cannot be considered as a part of cost value of machine. Then given following information, list price it has given. Think about list price. If it has given list price, trade discount should be deducted. List price it has given. Next one, import duty should be considered. Part of cost value should be considered. And transport cost from business premises, port to business premises also should be considered. Cost of site preparation should be considered as a part of cost value. Cost of installation should be considered. Professional fees should be considered. Initial testing also should be considered, but not total value. This one very important. ඔන්න මෙතන හිතන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා. Cost of initial testing. Here it is given 100 unit manufactured during the initial testing was all 4,500. Therefore, that value also relevant for this part. Therefore, this one also you have to consider. It is relevant for this part. Think initial testing cost, how much should be considered? Incurred for that equal 900,000. But as expense, you have to consider thing after deducting selling price. But given expenses for opening ceremony should not be considered as a part of cost value of machine. Those are expense of the business. And cost of employee training cost also should not be considered as a cost value of assets. Those values should be considered as expense. Annual maintenance cost also should not be considered. But think about government rebates, very important. It has given government rebates, that value should be deducted. Think those kind of expenses should not be included at a part of cost value. මේවා asset එකේ cost එකට එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒවා වෙනම expense විදිහට income statement ගන්න ඕන. Think how to calculate based on historical cost concepts as well as LPS 16. You have to know how to calculate cost value of property, plant and equipment. Try to calculate list price it has given. Therefore, as a value you have to consider after deducting trade discounts. Then try to calculate value also. There's first one cost value. After that, there's carrying amount of machine. Asset purchase 1st April 2020. Therefore, first one try to calculate cost value. First one try to calculate cost value. Think as a purchase price you have to consider after deducting trade discounts. Therefore, you have to consider purchase price also. Think purchase price machinery has given 180,000 list price. From that value deduct trade discounts. Right, try to calculate its value. Think list price it has given. Therefore, after deducting trade discounts, take the purchase price. As a purchase price, we have to consider after deducting trade discounts. It has given 180,000. From that value, deduct 10% trade discounts. Therefore, 10% equal 18,000. Values in 1,000. This is values in 1,000. Therefore, 180,000 minus 18,000 equal 162,000. Then VAT value should not be considered, but import duty should be considered as a part of cost value. Equal 5,700. And transport cost also should be considered. Value equal 2.9 million. Take values in 1,000. Next one, cost of site preparation also should be considered. Site preparation cost equal 1,900. And cost of installation also should be considered 1,700. First one thing, how to calculate cost value of property, plant, equipment. And engineer charges also should be considered as a part of cost value. Professional fees, engineer charges, value equal 1.8 million. And think about cost of initial testing. Initial testing also you have to consider, not total value. Think cost incurred for initial testing equal 900,000. From that value deduct. And here it is given 100 unit manufactured during the initial testing were sold for 1,500. Therefore, take value here. Cash received amounts. Cash received amount equal 1,500 into 100. Therefore, cash received amount equal 150,000. Therefore, as an initial testing, you have to consider after deducting selling price. Think initial testing cost. But employee training cost, expenses for opening ceremony, and annual maintenance cost should not be considered as a part of cost value. But government rebate should be deducted. Government rebate should be deducted. Value equal 500. එකනේ රජයේ සහනාධාරයක් දීලා තියෙනවා බලන්න. සමහර ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එක දිරි ගන්නවන්න සහනාධාර දෙනවා. Therefore, that value should be deducted. Now take total value. This is value should be considered as a cost value. Take total value. Therefore, 162,000 plus 5,700, 2,900, 1,900, 1,700, and 1,800. Take the plus value, then deduct minus value. Therefore, cost value equal Here total money equal 176,250. Therefore, this is value should be considered as a cost value. This is value should be considered as a cost value. Think machine account debit, cash account credit, double entry. Think double entry. ඔය දැන් ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ස්ටේට්මන්ට් වල land building motor vehicle කියලා ට්‍රයල් බැලන්ස් එකේ තියෙන වැලියු එක හැදෙන්න ඕන ඔය විදිහට. Definitely they ask. Therefore you have cost එක වැරදුනොත් එතනින් යා ඔක්කොම වර්ධිනවා බලන්න. Depreciation වර්ධිනවා, disposal වර්ධිනවා, revaluation වර්ධිනවා. Definitely they ask how to calculate cost value of property plant equipment. Therefore this is the value should be considered as a matching. Cash account credit, machine account debit. Now it has given residual value 6,250 and lifetime also given 5 years. Think asset purchase beginning of the year 1st April 2020. Our accounting period end of the year 31st March 21. Therefore they ask carrying amount they ask. Think carrying amount of this machine they ask. Carrying amount can be calculated cost minus accumulated depreciation. Therefore, now try to calculate annual depreciation. Annual depreciation equal cost minus residual value divided by useful lifetime. Given residual value also, therefore think annual depreciation. Therefore, depreciation equal cost value 176,250. Residual value is given 6,250. Then divided by 5. Think how to calculate annual depreciation. Therefore, annual depreciation equal cost value equal 176,250. From that value deduct 6,250 divided by 5. Therefore, annual depreciation equal 34,000. But there's carrying amounts. Carrying amount equal cost minus accumulated depreciation. Think there's carrying amount end of the year. Therefore, as accumulated depreciation, deduct annual depreciation. Annual depreciation should be deduct as accumulated depreciation. Therefore, 176,250 minus 34,000. Answer equal 142,250. Therefore, this is answer. Think how to calculate cost value. Think how to calculate annual depreciation. Then think how to calculate carrying amounts. This is a requirements. Carrying amount they ask. Carrying amount they ask end of the year. Asset purchase beginning of the year. Therefore, answer is 142,250. Answer first one. Very, very important this example. There are more theory available here. Think theory part can be realized by doing example. Practice එකෙන් තමයි theory part එක realize වෙන්නේ.